Hi everyone, happy Easter. Jessica Merton here from Wainwright. I'm the fitness coordinator. So today I'm going to lead you through a force prep type class focusing in on the rushes. Trying to get a little bit creative so that you guys aren't seeing the same kind of stuff all the time. I know it is really hard to practice rushes in your home. If you're like Wainwright, you've got a lot of snow, so going outside isn't really an option. So just things that you might need: a water bottle and a mat for your knees. If you don't need it, then you can just toss it off to the side. I won't be playing any music, so feel free to crank it up on your end. Choose whatever you'd like, anything that keeps you motivated. And then I have a disclosure to read to you, and it'll also be in the description as well. In response to COVID-19, PSP is offering telefitness to Canadian Armed Forces members. By using social media platforms, the telefitness classes tailored to the Canadian Armed Forces personnel become accessible to all. Prior to participating in this session and to make an informed decision on whether you should seek advice from a qualified exercise professional or healthcare provider, consult the Get Active questionnaire of the Canadian Society of Exercise Physiology and its reference document. So you'll see the link to that in the description or in the comments. By continuing with this telefitness class, you understand that there's a possibility of physical injury, and you agree that you do so voluntarily and at your own risk. You also assume all risks of injury and agree to release the Canadian Forces Morale and Welfare Services from any and all claims related to your participation in this telefitness class. So how our workout is going to run today after our warm-up. We'll be going through 4 different blocks. Each block is going to have a variation of a plank, a lunge, and a hand release push-up of some sort. So as we get to each block, I'll explain what it's going to be. We're going to be working for 20 seconds, resting for 20 seconds in those 3 exercises, and we'll go through them twice before we move on to the next block, and we'll get some rest in between each block. So if you guys are ready, we'll find our space. And we're going to start with some inchworms. So you're going to hinge at your hips, okay? Keep some bend in the knee if you need. Bring your hands to the floor. Walk hands out to a nice strong high plank. Don't let the hips sink. And then walk it back. Stand it up. And again, nice strong high plank. Walk back. We're going to go for 2 more. Last one. Walk it back, and then this time just squat it down. Okay, we'll roll from side to side. Squeaky shoes. If you participated in my flexibility class, this is going to be a familiar move. You can press that hip open if you would like. All right, then walk the hands out. Find a downward dog position. From here, some bear squat. Bend the knees and then send those hips back up. Really pressing down through the back of the heels. Last one. Then we'll bring our knees to the floor. If you need to slide your mat for your knees, then go for it. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Extend opposite arm, opposite leg. Hold for a second or 2, and then we'll switch. So when we're in our bird dog, we want to try to draw the shoulder and the hip together so that everything in our torso is nice and tight. Drawing belly button inwards, slight tuck of the tailbone. We'll go 1 more to each side. All right, and then we'll make our way down onto our bellies for some baby cobras. So hands are underneath the shoulders, just pressing into the floor, lifting up. Try to relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Last one. And relax. Bring ourselves up. Find that down dog. Walk our hands forward to our high plank. Sorry, drop your hips down to your high plank. And then we'll continue with our inchworms. So walk the hands back. Stand up. Nice strong high plank. Walk hands back, standing up. And last one. Walk the hands back, dropping the hips down into our low squat, opening them side to side, really rolling onto the pinky edge of your foot. And coming back to center, walking hands out, finding that downward facing dog. Turn your toes out slightly and bear squats. We'll go one more. Coming forward, bringing those knees down, sliding your mat in if you need it for our bird dogs. Extending opposite arm, opposite leg, nice and steady. Hips stay square to the floor. Head is neutral. We're pressing down into our planted hand so that we're not sinking towards the floor. Go one more. And relaxing that. Down onto our belly for our baby cobras. Pressing up. Try to keep the back line of your body just nice and relaxed for now. Shoulders pulling down away from the ears. We're going to add a little something now. So instead of going back to our inchworms, bring ourselves up into that high plank. We're going to take our right foot, step it to the outside of our right hand. You can stay here, or option, you can open it up into a twist. It's your choice. And we'll step it back. And other side. Step it forward. Left side, option to open to the side. You do have the option as well to drop that back knee. Back down, step it back. And walk back into our inchworms. One more time through for our warm-up. Hinging forward. Walk those hands. Nice strong high plank. Walk it back. Bring it up. Bring it up. Two more. Last one. All right. We'll bring our hands down, come into that hip opener, rolling from side to side. Make this movement as big as you'd like and hold it for as long as you'd like. Really let those knees open up to the side. All right, hands walking forward into that downward facing dog. Toes turn slightly outwards. We'll squat it down, bring it back up. Keep trying to slide the shoulders away from the ears and press into the finger pads, the knuckles, not just the heel of the hands. Last one. We'll get ready for our bird dogs. So nice, strong tabletop position, rooting down into those hands. Extending opposite arm, opposite leg. Controlling your descent back to your mat so you're not just slamming the hand and the leg back down. One more each side. All right. Onto your belly. So this time, instead of pressing into our hands are going to just hover above the floor. So lift using the back line of your body, squeezing to lift that torso up, relax back down, and again. Last one. We'll bring ourselves up into that high plank. Right foot stepping to the outside of the right hand. Option to stay here, or you can add that twist if you'd like. Bringing it back down, step it back. Other side, left foot stepping forward. Option to open up to the side. Back down, step it back. Awesome. All right, so that concludes our warm-up. So go ahead, grab a drink if you need it. So the first 3 exercises that we're going to do a plank with some leg abduction. Okay, and I have my timer set up on my phone. If you have an interval timer of some sort, they're really handy to have because then you don't have to worry about keeping track of everything and talking and doing it, so it's a lifesaver for me. So, the first 3 that we're doing, plank with abduction. So nice strong plank here. We're just gonna bring the leg out to the side. Watch that we're not hiking the bum. All right, so that's the first 20 seconds. The second 20 seconds, we're gonna have that imaginary line. Make sure I have some space. We're gonna touch it, right leg, lunge back to the floor. Touch it, lunge back to the floor. Okay, get nice and low, bending that left leg as we reach the right leg back. Okay, and then the third thing that we're going to do is just a hand release push-up. So with the hand release push-ups, you can choose. If you want to make this straight, beautiful push-up, then go for it. If you want to just go as if you're doing the rushes, we're not looking for fancy technique with your push-ups. So from the floor, just lift the hands, get yourself up. Bring yourself back down. Lift the hands, get yourself up, bring yourself back down. Okay, so just a nice quick release of the hands. Those 3 exercises, 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off, 2 times through, and then we'll take a little break, move on to the next block, all right? So grab your water, and we will get started. Here we go. Plank abduction, out to the side. You do have the option to drop to your knees. Keep your belly button pulled in. And there's 20. So resting now for 20. Next one, right leg is going to step forward, then we're going to lunge back. Hands coming down to the ground. If that's a little too much, then just do the touch forward and the lunge back, keeping your upper body upright. It's your choice, it's your workout. All right, for 20 seconds, ready? Here we go. Touch, lunge back. Touch, lunge back. Just watch that you're not slamming that back knee off the floor. If you want to put your mat there, you can. And rest. Next one is our hand release push-ups. So you can make your way down to the ground. All right. In 3, 2, 1, go. Release those hands, bring yourself up. Come back down. Release the hands, bring yourself up. So as we move through this, if you wish to drop to your knees and do them from your knees, that's fine as well. And rest. Good, so now we're gonna move through that one more time. First block, then it'll be done. Plank with abduction out to the side. Getting ready. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Out to the side. Draw that belly button in. Try to keep a tuck of the tail. Almost there. Relax that. Stand it up. Getting ready for our lunge. Imaginary line is out in front of us. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Touch it forward, lunge it back. Touch it forward, lunge it back. Now you can make this as fast as you want. Almost there. All right, last one we have is our hand release push-ups. Then we get a little break. So all in all, we're doing 4 minutes of work and then a little break. Before we know it, the class will be over. Maybe you can get some turkey leftovers. Ready? And here we go. Almost there. And rest. Awesome work. Grab a drink if you need it. All right, we are ready for round 2. So our 3 movements, again, we're sticking with our plank, our lunge variation, and our hand release variation. So our plank this time, still down nice and strong, and alternate knee drive. So we're gonna bring that knee out to the side. Bring that knee out to the side. Okay, again, watch that we're not piking or sagging through the hips. Our lunge variation is gonna be our step back lunge again, this time with the left side. So touch forward, lunge it back, hands to the floor. Touch forward, lunge it back, hands to the floor. And then our hand release option is hand release to the gecko pose like we did in our warm-up. So hand release push-up, step it forward, back down. Hand release push-up, step it forward, back down. Okay, alternating sides. At any point, if you want to go back to a variation we've already done, totally an option for you. All right, we've got the timer ready. 3, 2, 1. And plank with knee drive, here we go. So nice strong plank, bring that knee out to the side. Keep the core nice and strong. Keep drawing that belly button inwards. Spreading your weight into your hands. And rest. Step back lunge, left side this time. You might notice that you're a little more wobbly on one side compared to the other. That's okay, that's normal. We all tend to have a dominant leg. So we'll see how this side goes. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Step forward, lunge back. Step forward, lunge back. Almost there. Time for one more maybe. Good. All right, our hand release push-up, this time with that step to the front. Okay, just like we did in our warm-up. Getting ready on the floor. Again, option to do your push-ups from your knees or any variation that we've already done. Hands up. Here we go. Step it up. If your leg doesn't get all the way there, that's okay. Just bring it up as high as you can. And relax that. Okay, one more time through, and then we're done round 2. So plank with knee drive. Take water whenever you need it throughout. Just don't chug it back, and then get an upset belly. All right, ready? Here we go. Draw that knee out to the side. Almost there. And time. Standing up, ready for our step back lunges. Try to keep your breath nice and under control. And 3, 2, 1, here we go. Step, lunge it back. Step, lunge it back. Try to keep your head fairly neutral so that you're not dropping it down and looking at the floor. That's time. All right. Hand release push-up coming next with that step to either side of our hands. All right. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. And time. Good job. Round 2 done. We're halfway through our session. So grab your water, have a little break. All right, we'll get ready, reset the timer. So for our round 3, we're going to be in a plank position and we're gonna hop narrowed. Okay, and option to stand with a step back. So I'll show you what that's going to look like. So from our plank, you're going to hop the feet in and either step it back. Hop the feet in, step it back. Option, if you want, you can add a stand, bring the hands back down, step it back. All right, then our alternate leg lunge, step back, hands to floor, okay? So touch, step back, here, opposite now. Touch, step back, center. Touch, step back, center. Just alternating your feet this time. And hand release push up to a center hop, okay? So just like our plank that we did, except for it's from hand release push up. So we're here. Hand release, push up, center hop, step it back, bring it back down. Hand release, push up, center hop, option to stand, stepping it back. All right. So we're gonna get started here for our 3rd round. And again, you do have the option to go back to any of the other variations that we've already done. All right, plank with a narrow hop. Here we go. Hop it in, step it back. Hop it in, step it back. Option to add the stand, step it back. Hop it in, option to stand, step it back. And rest. Okay, alternating step back lunge. Don't forget to touch that line before you step it back. It's getting warm in here. All right, in 3, 2, 1, Here we go. Almost there. Maybe time for one more. And rest. Hand release push-up. Same as our plank. We've got that narrow hop, but we are adding that hand release push-up in there. All right, down on the floor in 3, 2, 1, hand release. Little hop, back down. Option to stand, stepping it back. Option to stand, stepping it back, and rest. All right, it's the first time through it. We got to do it one more time, and then we're done block number 3. So plank with narrow hop, having that option to stand up. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Option to stand, right? And rest. So if you want to add that stand every single rep, go for it. If you don't want to stand at all, that's okay too. Don't feel like you have to follow exactly what I'm doing. All right. Alternating step back lunge. Here we go. And that's time. Last round of this, or last exercise of this block, hand release push-up with that narrow hop, option to stand. Getting down into position in 3, hands are up, 2, 1, here we go. Narrow hop in, step it back. Narrow hop in, step it back, don't forget, option to stand it up, stepping it back. And rest. Excellent. All right, that's block 3 done. We'll rest a little bit here. And then we'll finish off strong with block 4. 4 more minutes of work, and then we are done. So grab a drink. Feel free to keep moving around if you'd like. Fix your ponytail. Things are getting serious. The hair's going into a bun. All right, another 30 seconds or so here. This time, our variations that we're doing for our plank, very similar to what we just did, but we're going to try a wide hop. So instead of hopping the feet in narrow, we're going to bring them wide to either side of the hands. And like I've said a few times already, if you don't like that, then go back to another variation that we've already done, all right? So in our high plank, okay, wide hop, step it back. Wide hop, step it back. Option to stand in between each one. Alternate leg step back lunge, same as what we did, but we're going to add a plank in there. So we're going to tap, step back, plank. Then up, tap, step back, plank. Now I switch my feet at the back. That way as I step forward, my next leg is able to go. If you need to stop in between before you tap again, that's cool. Do it if that works for you. And our hand release push-up is just going to be like our plank. So a wide hop, step back, wide hop, option to stand up. All right. So just like this, hand release push-up, wide hop, step back. Wide hop, option to stand. Okay, and then back into it. All right. So now that I just did a round on my own, it's time to get you guys involved. And plank with wide hop. Here we go. Step it back. Don't forget you have that option to stand up in between. And relax. Okay, 20 seconds rest. Alternating step back lunge, adding that plank in. All right, in 3, 2, 1, here we go. Step back plank. Okay, so again, if you need to pause at the top before adding that step, you can. If you're able to just step it through, that's fine too. We're good, we're resting. Then our hand release push-up with the wide hop to the side, option to stand up. So let's get down on the floor, getting ready. And 3, 2, hands are up, 1, here we go. Up, wide hop, step it back, come back down. Option to stand, stepping it back. Option to stand. And rest. Good job. First time through, the last block. 20 more seconds of each exercise, and then we're done, and we will cool it down. Getting ready for our plank with wide hop. Option to stand. Ready? And here we go. Really spread that weight into your fingertips so that your wrists aren't screaming at you. Don't forget, option to stand. And rest. All right, 40 seconds left of work, and then we're done. Alternating step back lunge to that plank. Ready? And jump the gun. Here we go. Go. Touch, back, plank. Touch, back, plank. Touch, back, plank. Touch, back, plank. Almost there. And rest. All right, last exercise. Here we go. Hand release push-up with a wide hop. Having that option to stand up in between. Let's get on the floor. Hands are up and go. Wide hop, step it back. Wide hop, step it back. Wide hop, option to stand at any point. Almost there. And we're done. Grab your drink. Good job. All right. So, depending on how you're feeling, if you want to go through that one more time, this is where I'm going to suggest you pause the video, go back, do it again one more time, and then join in on the cool down. If you've had enough and you're ready to cool down, then we will do that, okay? So just if you need to move around a little bit still, we can go ahead and do that. I don't have a lot of room to walk here, so just grab a drink, just move around a little bit. I'll huff and puff in the corner by myself. So you can stay still or you can continue to walk, but we'll go hand over hand, round out the back, feel those shoulder blades pulling apart. We relied on our shoulders a lot today. We did a lot of plank type work. So you might be feeling those a little later on. Let's take our hands around to our lower back. Open up the chest. So squeeze those shoulders and those elbows back. A nice stretch across the chest. Another option is to find a piece of wall. You can bend your arm at 90 degrees. Lean it against the wall and then rotate away from your arm. So you might feel that one a little bit better. We'll relax that other side. Mental note, wash the walls later. And relax that. If you wish to save your knees, go ahead, grab your mat. We'll come into that tabletop position. Couple of cat and cows here. Inhale, drop the belly down, eyes and tailbone come up towards the sky. And then on your next exhale, let's round through the back, tuck everything under. And one more time, inhale, belly button comes down, eyes and tailbone come up to the sky. And rounding through one last time. And we'll bring it back to neutral, coming into a pigeon pose. So we're going to bring our right knee in behind our right wrist and then walk your foot to the opposite side. Inch that left leg back and try to sit yourself down as best you can. Okay, so you can stay tall here. You can come down low, whatever feels right. Getting a nice stretch through that outer hip and glute on the right hand side. And as we settle in here, try to let your body be heavy towards the ground. A lot of times when we're stretching and in certain poses, this is the yoga teacher coming out of me, we tend to get uncomfortable and we want to lift ourselves and bring ourselves up out of it. So let's just try to settle in and let everything just rest heavy here. It might be uncomfortable, but it shouldn't be painful. If it is, then maybe adjust yourself a little bit more. In this pose, if this front knee isn't very happy, you can always kind of roll to the side into more of a mermaid type pose. All right. Tuck the back toes under, lift the knee and inch it in so that you can slide that right leg back. Add a little movement here. Anything that you need to help release. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So we'll bring that left knee in behind the left wrist, the foot coming to the right side of the mat, and then we'll inch those hips down towards our mat as we walk the right leg to the back. Again, you can stay tall, you can come low, whatever variation feels right. And it's normal to feel different sensations right side to left side, so just be okay with that. It's all right. And this time, instead of walking that right leg forward, we're just going to roll onto our left hip and swing that right leg around, out in front. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Now you can rock back and forth, let your body find a comfortable distance from hips to heels. So you can pull them way in, you can leave them out, whatever feels good. Option to hinge forward a little bit. If you're having a hard time sitting tall and you find you're really rounded through the back, you can bring your hands behind you and use that to help press your heart forward to keep length in your spine. Keep our left leg pulled in, just extend the right leg. Just straight out in front of you is okay. Pull the toes back towards the face. Hinging forward, you can grab your knee, your shin, your toe, whatever is accessible to you. Keep trying to root down into those bum bones. And pulling that toe back towards you, feeling a stretch up the entire back line of the leg. And relax that. Take that bent leg, so your left leg, cross it over top. Opposite arm, so our right arm is going to hug that knee in, left arm behind us, sitting nice and tall, and then adding a twist. Again, getting a nice stretch on that outer hip into the glute. All right, relax that. That left leg now out, right leg pulled in. Let's hinge it forward, pulling the toe back towards us, grabbing knee, shin, toe, whatever you can. And bringing it back up. We'll take that bent leg over top. Left arm hugs it in, or opposite arm. Right arm behind us, sit tall, and then twist. Bring it back around and release that. Bounce, wiggle, shake. We'll make our way onto our bellies. So bending the right leg, reach back, grab hold of the shoelaces, press the hips down into the floor as that knee lifts up, stretching out the quads. I really hope you guys have music going. It's eerily quiet here at my house. And we'll switch that up. Reaching back for the left leg now. Our knees stay roughly hip width apart. Pressing hips down to the ground as that left knee lifts up. And relax that. All right, bring yourself up. I'm going to slide my mat underneath my knees. Sink your hips back. Walk your arms forward, and then just let your heart and forehead reach down towards the floor. Now, as you continue to sink down towards the floor, keep thinking about walking those fingers far away from your body. Your hips are heavy, sinking back towards your heels. Now take your hands and just kind of walk them over to the right a little bit. Just stretching out the left side body. Now for those who have peeked up at their camera or at their screen, you'll notice I'm not doing it. That's okay. I just don't want to be talking to the floor, so I'm talking to you. Walk your hands back to center and then over to the left, getting a nice stretch up your right side body. And back to center. And stay here as long as you'd like. Thank you so much for joining me today. We look forward to you tuning into our live classes the remainder of the week. And again, happy Easter.